Good morning from the dojo. It's Magoo. So, yeah, I'm not trying to support Starbucks in any way. I'm just trying to get rid of the same stupid cynicism that's brewing in our country. And even AI. I had to teach AI today. It's great. I'm actually looking at potential jobs. I've been getting these pseudo offers because of my sort of retired but white collar status to train AI to do data annotation and basically like set up scenarios specific to the industry so that the AI can learn the specific industry, which is mostly procurement and supply chain and really boring logistics and stuff like that. So I was like, I find AI making mistakes every day. I love to catch it. I love to tell it. And it always, like, because I'm a Gemini and I like to argue. So it's fun to argue with the AI because I set it up knowing it's going to answer wrong because it was fed the info by the same moronic idiot sheep that are out there day after day pretending they know things that they don't. And that's clearly the thing. So this morning, there's a big news story about South Korea doing this pitch or campaign thing for Starbucks. Starbucks is the biggest coffee chain there in South Korea. And the pitch supposedly was like this Tank Day cup sale, and it took place on May 18th. Turns out somebody didn't do their homework in marketing because Tank Day, May 18th was actually the anniversary of a really bad day where the government attacked citizens with tanks and killed 200 people. And so this marketing campaign of Tank Day for these tank-shaped mugs or whatever coming out on May 18th was just a complete insult and slap in the face. The best analogy I had, it's a little over dramatic, but it's true. It's like coming out and saying, all right, Starbucks is going to sell Twin Tower mugs on 9/11. It's just like, no, we're not celebrating 9/11. That's not going to happen. So that's how they felt about this. We're not celebrating 5/18. So Starbucks is taking a major dumping. But what gets me is that all these years later, all of the arguments about Starbucks is evil, it's never about the rainforest anymore. It's never about corporate mischievousness anymore, although this kind of is, but this is more ineptitude. This somebody screwed up. This isn't like a malicious thing. It also doesn't help that the owner of that South Korea's whole Starbucksy thing is considered sort of a right-wing Trumpery type, and he's not loved. So to come out with something like this is a good reason for people to get even more mad about it. There are a lot of people who want to see Starbucks get smacked down. A lot of it's because they're the biggest, and that part I understand. That's a good reason to attack. But this is what gets me. I've always had this same argument. People are like, I like Dunkin' better. Starbucks sucks. And I'm like, no, it doesn't. And neither, I personally, if you put the two cups of coffee in front of me and I tasted one or the other, I'm going to take the Starbucks every time. I've never been a huge Dunkin' fan. Donut wise, Dunkin's my place. I love a Dunkin' donut. That's fine. But the constant thing is that Starbucks is so expensive and all the others are so much cheaper. And it's always been bullshit. It's only when you get into the higher end types of coffee. And Dunkin' didn't used to sell those. So if you took a grande dark roast coffee at Dunkin' Donuts, it's going to be anywhere from $2.75, $2.95 to like $3.25, three and a quarter. Starbucks is going to be anywhere from like $3.10 to $3.50. It's not that outrageous. Dutch Brothers is going to be 3 to 4. All the mom and pops are going to be between 250 and 5. It's not, it's all in the same wheelhouse. It's all normal. This whole notion that Starbucks is so much more is just a myth. But the funny thing is, I went into AI today and I asked one of these big ass AI agents, what is the legitimate cost today of a Dunkin' Donuts 16-ounce dark roast versus a Starbucks 16-ounce dark roast? And it came back and said Starbucks was much more money, $5 to $3 at Dunkin' Donuts. And I said, no, that's BS. You're pulling from curated drinks like lattes and blah, blah, blah. I asked for 16-ounce simple dark roast. What is it? And they came back, of course, those numbers that I gave you. Dunkin' was $2.90 something to $3 and a quarter, and Starbucks was like $3.10 to $3.50, somewhere around there. Almost pretty much in the wheelhouse, and I would pay the extra for what I conceive to be the better cup of coffee, whatever. So I said to AI, that's wrong. You're just drinking the Kool-Aid. Whatever Starbucks hater Kool-Aid there is, you're drinking it. And it came back, and what did it say? You're right. Good call. I was judging it on cold brews and latte. when you go straight up coffee to coffee, it's fairly equal. So that's that myth busted. But I had to bust AI's myth. AI believes the Kool-Aid. It believes the same mythical garbage that goes around. Now, I'm not defending Starbucks here. What I'm defending is bullshit what I'm defending is I'm against bullshit arguments, false premises, false pretenses, and then creating that argument on such a grand scale that it becomes the common wisdom. It's not. If you want to get a triple latte with vanilla soy and 14 shots of espresso and flavor shots and this and that, yeah, you're going to get a $9 cup of coffee. But you could do the same thing at any of the shops because that's what they do. That's how they make money, the ancillary junk that they put in it. I just like a plain old cup of coffee. So I'm looking at $3 to $4. I get it. That's expensive. A K cup is $1 sometimes, a Keurig pod. Really? So I get it. I want to save the money. But this false notion that Starbucks is evil and expensive and everyone else is cheaper and better is just such a goofy notion. If they were cheaper and better, they'd be bigger than Starbucks. They're not, because they're not. The thing is actually they're positioned where they need to be. Dunkin' Donuts likes to be positioned where they be. They want to be the Kmart of breakfast, whatever. Waffle House is positioned where they want to be, and Starbucks is positioned where they want to be. And the competitors who come in and try to fight, whether they're mom and pops or whatever, they're positioned the way they want to be to go after they go after. And the way to go after Starbucks is just to pitch them as this corporate behemoth who charges more. And so, cool, if that were true, but it's not. That's the whole problem. So the real reason for Starbucks to take beatings is more like this dopey right-wing marketing thing, trying to be militaristic and having it blow up in your face and wreck your entire business model for a whole country. That's a real problem. The fact that everybody writes in the comments, well, I don't drink that anyway because it's terrible and too expensive. I'm like, well, you're a moron. Shut up. You're not helping the argument. It's not what this is about. If you want to go drink toilet water coffee, you can. No one cares. You want to pay more for it, less for it, the same for it, good for you. But you're not going to convince me, a longtime Starbucks drinker and shareholder, that it's not good, that I don't like it, that they're going to go out of business tomorrow because you don't like it. It's just moronic. You're the Kool-Aid drinker. You're worse than AI. You're the moron who fed AI that bogus information that you live by. Whereas I went to AI to say, no, 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 you need to think deeper, you need to research better, and you need to listen to the prompt so you get the answer right. And the answer right is that all those cups of 12 to 16 ounce black coffee cost within 75 cents of each other from every one of these places, and none are more heinous or different than the others. Starbucks actually employs really shitloads of people who are very happy working there, who seem to, love. They're one of the higher payers around here, and nobody pays anything here. I'm in South Texas. The minimum wage is $7.50. Can you believe a place still minimum wage is $7.50 and a gallon of gas is $4.50, almost $5? You got to work an hour to get a gallon of gas. So yeah, that should change one of these days, but it probably won't. So yeah, everybody's got their problems, and yet $7.50 an hour minimum wage. This place is crawling with Starbucks. Who would imagine? Peace out, everybody. Use your noggins. Use your noggin to correct AI. I'm going to get paid now to train AI. I think that's a good job for me. I like to do that. I got to find a way to get some ducats out of that because AI is being trained wrong, just like everybody else. Colleges. I'm not a Karen. I'm just telling you. People, the dumbing down is so in motion. It's just the dumbing down it's hit this level of what do you call it? Extrapolation, where it goes 2 times, 3 times, 4 times the speed of dumb. We're just careening into this dumbness. Ken Paxton winning elections, Trump. It's just screaming into that. A whole corporation in South Korea the marketing guy can't figure out that he's doing an offensive holiday on the most offensive day using the most offensive theme. Really? That's the best and brightest that these companies can hire? I'm telling you, we got an issue. We have an issue. It's our own, I don't know, crapulence. It's our own lack of desire to know, to be intelligent, to really care. Oh, but then again, I know that's how the world's designed. We're designed to be diverted and deflected from, and the truth doesn't want to be known because that just will wake people up and get them riled, and they won't be good little worker bees. But they're not being good little worker bees anyway, because it's $7.50 an hour minimum wage with $5 gas. It's hard to be a good worker bee anymore. Eventually, you're going to revolt, right? Peace out, everybody. Have a great day. No one told you they love you. I do.